Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing safe. So this is the Ikko MindOne Pro. I actually made a video on this guy about 7 months ago when they were still in development stage. Now the final retail version is here. I also have keyboard accessory. So I've actually already unboxed this and used it for a couple of weeks already. But just for the sake of this video, let's do another unboxing. So the Ikko MindOne Pro, in case you're not familiar, it's a small square shaped smartphone that's been proven quite popular. So Ikko launched this via crowdfunding like 4 months ago, and it was like fully backed right away. A lot of people were asking for it, and then when Ikko showed off this phone at CES, it attracted a lot of attention, including from The Verge. And then also my friend Trinity Electronics in Hong Kong has been selling devices already, and every time he gets it in stock, it sells out immediately. So you can see this phone is very cute. Now don't mind these two right here. This is a customized sticker that Ikko made for me. The retail unit will not have Jules Winfield and Vincent Vega on the back of the phone. So this guy comes in multiple colors. I have this pink model here that looks very nice. So you can see the screen, it's a square shaped screen. It's a very small, compact phone. And to be honest, even Ikko is honest in saying that this is not a device that you're going to use as your main phone. It is more meant as a secondary device for when you just need to get a little bit of productivity done, like send some quick emails or like navigate to a workplace. So the Ikko MindOne Pro comes with a soft silicone case that goes over the phone like this. It's a clear design. It'll keep the back of the phone visible. The packaging also comes with 4 different screen protectors. So you have 2 soft screen protectors and 2 hard tempered glass screen protectors. You have a nice USB-C cable with a knitted covering that kind of looks like the knitted covering that you see in the MacBook charging cables. And you have a SIM ejector tool that also looks pretty unique. I like it when brands put extra attention into little things like this SIM ejection tool. It's definitely different from all the other SIM ejection tools that you get in phones. So as I said already, I've actually been using this guy for over 2 weeks already, and this is such a cute device. I've gotten so many questions about it over the past 2 weeks. So I'll talk a little bit more about the hardware in a bit. Let's look at the keyboard accessory. So this was something that Ikko announced a couple months back, but the product was not ready until now, and now the keyboard is here and it will be ready to ship very soon. So this is the keyboard case. So Ikko provided me 2 different colors. You also have a black version. So I think the white and the pink go pretty nice together. So to put on the case, you just need to align the USB-C port with the case. Just connect the USB-C port, snap it in like this, and then you just fit the silicone case over the phone. And after that, I believe you have to long press on this bottom left corner key here to turn on the keyboard. And once it's turned on, you have yourself a fully functional keyboard. So the keys have a very tactile feeling to it. It's very satisfying click when you press into it, and they're individually spaced enough that if you like physical keyboards, you should be able to type pretty fast on this guy. It'll be more accurate than on a touchscreen keyboard, clearly. Now, because I've been using a touchscreen keyboard for like 15 years now, I find that going back to a physical keyboard takes a little bit of adjustment. But I'm pretty sure that once I get used to it, I'll be pounding out words super fast, because I'm old enough to have used phones with a physical keyboard before, back in the early to mid 2000s. I do like the black case has this little orange padding underneath, although you don't really see the padding once the phone is in. So the keyboard case has a 500mAh battery inside that can charge the phone, but also to power the onboard DAC. So there's a digital to analog converter inside this keyboard, and it's connected to a 3.5mm headphone jack. So if you're an audiophile with a nice set of headphones, you can plug it into the 3.5mm and take advantage of the hi-fi DAC and get high fidelity lossless audio. Okay, let's take a deeper look at the hardware. So you have a 4-inch OLED display, 1240 by 1080 resolution, 90Hz refresh rate. It actually gets very bright because right now the brightness is at like 5% right now. If I make it to even like say 30%, the screen gets so bright that it's blown out right now. If I get it up to 100% brightness, it's completely, look how bright it is. Look at how it's like lighting up my face right now. So this is a screen that you can definitely see even under harsh sunlight. Like for this video, I basically have to set the brightness at like 2% or something just to get it to expose properly on the screen. Even right now, it's still a little bit blown out. The screen's also covered by sapphire glass, and plus you have 4 screen protectors with the packaging anyway. There's a 2200mAh battery inside. It's a little bit small, but you have to remember, this this is a small phone and it's meant to be a secondary phone anyway, so I've still been able to get about 8 to 9 hours of use throughout a day. Like, it's not going to last me an entire day because I'm such a heavy user, but I think it'll be fine for most people. The phone measures 8.9 millimeters thick and it's obviously super light and compact. You have a 50 megapixel camera on the back, Sony sensor, 1/1.5 inch sensor size, f1.9 aperture. Now this main camera obviously is not going to be able to compete against the camera systems of like the Vivo X300 Ultra, but if you have good lighting and you know how to fix exposure a little bit, you can still get some pretty good looking shots. And I do like that there are several different picture profiles here that you can add different mood and vibe to your images. And of course, this camera, the rear facing camera, also flips over to become a selfie camera. I also want to mention that the pivot hinge where this camera module is based is very well built. It's very sturdy. You can see it can stay in place at various angles. It does not wobble. In fact, I can hold on to the camera module like this and you see the phone. It's not wobbling right now. It is staying in place. So the module, it's very well built. The phone is also rated IP54 for water and dust resistance. It has NFC and it has 256 gigs of internal storage with 8 gigs of RAM. Now the chip, it's a MediaTek Helio G99, so it's not a flagship chip. But if you're using this phone for productivity, like going on social media, sending emails, taking notes, it still works perfectly fine. The AI features, which I will talk about soon, also works very well. But if you do want to push it a little bit, I was able to play graphically intensive games like Shadow Fight 4, and it ran mostly fine. It stuttered a little bit here and there, but ultimately I was able to play the game without issues. And you can also edit videos on CapCut too. Like, you can scrub through the 4K timeline without noticeable stutter or freezing. Now look at the rest of the hardware. At the bottom, you have a USB-C port that charges the phone and 2 speaker grills, but they're both bottom firing, so you're not going to get stereo sound. But to be honest, if you care about audio quality, this is where this keyboard case comes in, because as I mentioned earlier, this guy has a hi-fi DAC from Cirrus. It's like the Cirrus Logic CS hi-fi DAC. Now, I'm not an audiophile, but I did plug in headphones to listen to some FLAC audiophiles, and they sounded really good. Now, on the left side of the phone, you have a SIM tray right here that houses a single nano SIM card slot, but this phone also supports vSIM or virtual SIM, which is kind of like an earlier version of eSIM. And in fact, Ikko is advertising free internet for users who buy the Pro model of the phone via vSIM. Now, unfortunately, the vSIM feature is not ready yet, so I was not able to test it, but the other feature, Nova Link, is ready, and I will talk about that very soon. So at the top of the phone, you have a IR blaster sensor right here, so Flossie Carter would be happy, and you have a physical button. This button allows you to switch between operating systems. So you just long press into it, you go into the sub menu that allows you to switch to a second OS. Now, to call this an OS, maybe it's a little bit embellishment. It's basically like a more simplified UI that cuts out all the excess distraction, like cuts off Instagram, cuts off Tinder, and just has the core apps that you need to use for productivity. In fact, Ikko has a couple of exclusive productivity apps like AI Notes and AI Chatbot. It's powered by Novalink and it'll provide free internet. So even if you're somewhere with no reception or you have no internet connection, you'll still be able to use the AI apps. I really like the AI Notes feature right here. I like this colorful UI. It works quite well too. So I'm just going to record an audio file. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm filming this video in Hong Kong right now. It's a little bit gloomy today, not much sun, and I haven't had lunch yet, so I'm quite hungry. And I hit the stop button. It's going to transcribe what I said almost immediately, word for word accurate. And then right here, I can also translate it to another language. Chinese, obviously, Bulgarian, French, Spanish. So it supports all these different languages right here. If I record a longer voice memo, it will also do the usual AI stuff that you expect, like, do a summary of a very long recording or make bullet points of the highlights that we talked about. I mean, you can use these features from any other AI web service, but on this phone, it's built in and it's free to use. You also have AI Chat, which is a chatbot that is powered by either ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Gemini or Claude. So you can pick the chatbot that you would like to use, and you can ask it complex queries like how to book bullet train from Tokyo to Osaka, or how to make a cheesecake for a friend who doesn't like too much sugar. So this is Ikko's own OS, and to switch back to Android, just long press on the top button again, and then you'll be able to switch back to Android with a swipe. Now the Android here is, I believe, Android 15, and it's a very bare bones skeleton version of Android. So the good news is no bloatware, but the bad news is you don't have some of the newest features that you get from Android 16. But for the most part, this guy still works as advertised. You have an app tray, you have a notification panel, you can download any app that you want from Google Play Store. So for the most part, it behaves like a stock Android phone. So ultimately, this is the Ikko MindOne Pro, and I think by now you should know if this phone is for you or not. I think a lot of people who already have a main phone could use this as a secondary device. Like for example, you know, I go ride bicycles and go hike a lot. And when I go hike or ride a bike, I don't want to bring a bulky flagship phone. Like, look at how big this camera bump is. So sometimes I may want to bring this guy with me. It fits into my pocket a lot easier. It's a lot lighter. It's a lot more compact, and it'll still get me internet. I can still navigate on Google Maps. I can still communicate with people in case I need help. So it will still do all the fundamentals that you need a smartphone to do, but in a compact form factor that doesn't take up as much space. So I definitely see appeal for the Ikko MindOne Pro, especially considering it's not that expensive. The retail price is about $420 US, and this keyboard case is about $85 US. So this whole set here, it's a little bit over $500 US, and that's the price for the global market in the West. If you buy this in Hong Kong or other regions, I think it might be a little bit cheaper too. So ultimately, I'm glad this guy exists because we need phones with different form factors. So this is the Ikko MindOne Pro. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. It would help me a lot. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.